Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football. We're doing the Champions League edition. Hopefully we don't get copyright struck, and that's why I'm normally not doing the Champions League. But if you like my content, look at the Premier League. I cover every single team and every single goal scored in the Premier League, using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, breaking down what's going on, giving you some sort of insight and trying to explain to you exactly what the players are thinking or the coaches are thinking, or the referees, which is kind of impossible nowadays. Well, it's actually not. It's pretty obvious what the refs are going to do because they're just following the laws of the game. They're not, using their common sense and all the other things that they used to use, and it is because of VAR. If VAR wasn't there would be so many other things. The problem is, I'm going to cover it when I get there, the problem of VAR is they have to go to the letter of the law. They can't use their interpretation and go, the player's doing this or that, and that's one of the reasons VAR is a problem. But right now we're going to talk about Man United flunking out of the Champions League. Well, not quite yet, but they're getting close. But we're going to look at some of the interesting things that are good and bad, because here's the thing, they still had a quality lead in this game. I was watching most of it. But you've got to watch. So here's Rashford and Wan-Bissaka right on this side here. Rashford's received the ball. I prefer him on the right because he's got his right foot. Instead of using this cutting inside rubbish, this inverted winger stuff, all started happening with Lionel Messi. Well, he's Messi. He can do what he wants. If he wants to play on the right and cut in on his left, he can do that. Not all the other players in the world can. There's a reason why they haven't been doing it for the last 100 years in football, because it doesn't work 99 times out of 100, because you don't have Lionel Messi on your team, and your team isn't set up to do that. So it's really, really easy to defend against. Putting him out here on the right, though, caused them lots of problems. Right, so think about this if you're a player, and why it's important the ball's not... Right, he's running this way, okay? Here's his little right foot, here's his little left foot. Why is it important when he's running this way? Because his right foot, it's not about delivering the ball or crossing the ball or doing any of that. His right foot and the ball over here is shielded by his body when he's running down the wing. When he's on this side and he's running on his right foot, he's always exposing the ball to be able to be tackled. And it makes it really, really hard to keep hold of the ball and do anything and move forward. That's one of the main reasons why you don't really do this. But of course, that's nuance for most coaches and idiots. They go, yeah, but how's he going to shoot? Well, he's never going to shoot because he can't get down the field if if it's easy to be tackled. Right, so let's look at this first goal. We've got this coming in very, very slowly. Bosh. And all of a sudden, we're noticing what's going on here. They're stretched right the way back. Rashford's ball down here to Wan-Bissaka. The problem is Wan-Bissaka really can't play football. So he can't cross the ball. He can't really do much. And he's kind of isolated. But you can see Copenhagen getting all out of shape and not really tracking what's going on. Look, you can see 3 players here, marking none. They're back a bit, but United have got numbers up. Quite happy with that. Still moving with the ball, but you can see the runner he's starting. You can see he's starting to go there, and you can see the space that they're going to exploit getting pulled because they're 2v2 here, and no one has come over to back up these 2 Copenhagen players. Look, you cannot have 1v1 there, 1v1 there, and no one backing them up. So if one of these players gets beat, he can't go over there because they're just going to pass the ball to him. So all of a sudden, there is no backup for these players and leaves them isolated, and United take advantage of it. Oh, look, here he comes, still running. He didn't go, and it's because he's looking at this player on the top of the box. He hasn't gone with his runner here. You can clearly see it. The rest of the guys haven't tracked back. And we're going to talk about tracking back, because that's what United why United lost this game. Not the penalties, not the VAR decisions, but the tracking back. We're going to comment on that in a little bit. As this ball gets played in, though, now he starts panicking and realising, because he should have just dealt with the problem in the first place. If he had gone over and dealt with that problem, somebody else would have dealt with the player, stood there at the top of the box. Didn't happen. In he comes behind. Now it's a case of, can he find his man? Can he find his man? If you're in this situation, you want to put the ball between the keeper and the defender as hard as you can. About there, yeah, I say as hard as you can, but with quality pace, so it beats them both. And because if he touches it, it goes in his own goal. If you try putting it back here when you're this close, that's normally a valid point. You'll see that. You'll see Man City do it all the time, but not in this situation because there's 3 players there. Pulling back here, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm looking at it across. Does, and he just mashes it in. Quality goal. They're 1-0 up. Let's get on to the next goal. This goal starts from loose play from Copenhagen, not understanding that, look, as bad as Man United are, there's 1 or 2 players that can read the game, and he's one of them, and he gets this ball and picks it up in midfield here, nicks it off them, and starts this counter-attack going, and off they go to the races. And United do have some bit of pace up front. That new lad, Højlund, I'm not sure how much, he's quick, but I don't know if he's got like blistering pace, like a Rashford sort of pace, that's going to run away from you. But off they go to the races, and now it's just a run down the other end of the field. Here's the interesting part. When they're in this situation here, you can see they're basically 3v1 because there's no one back close enough to deal with them as they're moving forward here. Decent ball in. But what I do like is when the wee man gets in this situation here, he finds it and finishes it. Well, tries to finish it himself, sorry. And then Hoyland comes in and touches it in on the back post. But yeah, I like the fact that he goes to strike the ball on his own and not look to pass it to someone else. That's what you call a bit of confidence. I think it's Garnacho's taking that. He's not trying to dink it off or pass it off to someone else or shite the responsibility. He's trying to score himself. And because they're 2v1 here, they get the tap in and they get the reward for the goal at Bosch. There we go. Taps it in. Here we go. We're talking about the red card. Now, this is a red card, and this is not a red card. And you go, Cash, that sounds crazy. I know, but it is a red card, and it isn't a red card. So let me explain to you why. This is what most of the pundits and coaches and everyone's going to get wrong. They're going to go, oh, yeah, but he's done this. Oh, yeah. Like, no, look. Oh, shut up. Oh, you haven't played the game. He's shielding the ball. Shielding the ball doesn't mean you can break someone's ankle. Right? Stop talking utter rubbish. This is why it's not a red card, right? Here's the referee. And we're going to see where the challenge is. He's close enough. Okay. So this is why it's not a red card. Bump. Ref sees it. Okay. So imagine we're playing in a real world where there's no VAR. Ref sees it. Gets stamped on. Almost broke his ankle. Okay. That goes on. Ref doesn't call it. We move on. All right. We're all happy with that. Game goes on. Blah, 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 blah. Comes back. And then they stop the game for VAR. That's the problem right there. As soon as they stop the game for VAR, after he's had a miss, then we start watching this. Okay? And that's the problem. As soon as we start watching this, here it comes. Has a little touch, turns, stamp. Ref is right there. We can see it and he does not call it. But the moment VAR get involved and VAR call it up, now the ref's in his head. What does the ref know? The ref knows the only time VAR comes in is if I've made a clear and obvious error. So in his mind, he's made a clear and obvious error because that's what he's told. There's no other reason VAR gets involved. So if he has to go to the monitor, I've never seen someone overchange what they see on the monitor. So if they go into the monitor, they're already going to give the decision. So VAR saying that's a red card, even though the ref saw it in the middle of the play, a couple of yards away from him, as you can see right here, and said, no, it's not even a yellow card. Carry on, boys. All right. So for them to turn around and now say it's a red, let's have a look at the actual stamp. It's interesting. They don't show his whole leg snapping back, and they keep that out of the actual highlights, which is pretty interesting. But here's the problem: as soon as he goes to that booth, he's sent off. To the the little screen, he's sent off for the stamp there. Now you can argue and say, okay, the ref's on the wrong side of the body, and he might not have seen it. No, the ref's seeing that. The ref didn't think it was worthy. And they carried on play. So in real time, not a red card. Because it's gone to the VAR booth, it has to be a red card. The ref's got no choice. Because if the ref turns around and goes, well, it's not a red card, he might not be reffing again in the Champions League. That's the problem. The ref is not worried about the laws of the game at that point. He's worried about, okay, what are my bosses saying? They're telling me to go look at this thingy. I didn't think it was. And he doesn't have the kahunas or the balls to stand there and go by his first decision, which was not a red card. Personally, in real time, you might have missed it. It was that quick. Is it a red card on VAR? Yeah, on VAR, it's a red card. But what are we doing now? Is the game just everything on VAR, or is it we having the beautiful game where we miss things and we get things right and wrong, and we can argue the points? Well, the ref should have done better on this. Now it's just like, oh well, it's got to be a red card because the VAR's flagged it up. And if you slow it down and you do it a million angles, it looks worse and worse every time you do it. You're gonna send him off. So that's the problem. It's like this natural decision of making this fluid action in football is gone. The fluid action and all that sort of stuff, that's the nuance of playing the game and defending the ball and doing all that, it's out the window. Because all you're going to look at is that slide image right there. It's a red card. That's why it's so bad. Yeah, but let's get on to the next handball ready card thingy. I don't know, there's going to be 100 of these things. It's, yeah. Before we go, though, I just want to show you, this is the play just before the red card happened, but all I want to show you is what United were doing. 2v1, coming back and tracking correctly. Okay, they were actually trying to defend correctly. Rashford was doing a good job coming in defending, which he doesn't do because he's a lazy, useless player. But he's doing that. And because he doesn't do it very often, that's why he ends up giving away the red card, because he's just not used to defending and playing the game properly. He just wants to stand up front and try to run and kick the ball in the goal. But they were coming back as a unit. Remember, they were 2-0 up. So they were doing things right. But then the wheels started to fall off after this handball. as good as I was saying United were on the one side, they're terrible on the other. Look at how far these two players are away from putting pressure on this ball. This guy's not David Beckham by any stretch of the means, but I tell you right now, me and you get down the park and I ask you to put 5 crosses in with no one on you, you're going to hit your mark 4 out of 5 times. Doesn't matter what level of player you are. It's going to happen. So let's move this forward and see what's going on here. This is what's awful. Do you see Fernandes here? Right? He's the issue. This is the reason they're losing the game. It's because of this player here. Here's his man. Completely and utterly unmarked. He's too lazy to go and track him. Watch his body language as this happens. Watch it. Watch it. Bosch slows it down, slows down. He's slowed down. He's completely unmarked. Everyone else is fighting for their lives, fighting for the Champions League. What's this guy doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Knocks the ball back and a simple tap in. Because he doesn't track his player. Never has, never will. He's lazy, should never be the captain of Man United. For some reason he is. That's why that goal happened. Yeah, there wasn't pressure on the ball, but yeah, more importantly, the free unmarked man that received the ball could have been tracked by this player right here, your captain, and couldn't be bothered yet again. Look at his body language. Here's the next problem. Same again, same situation, same player, Bruno Fernandes, not doing anything. Watch though, you've seen players do this as well. You've played with them or you've been around them. They'll pretend that they're running hard for a second. Watch him, he'll put his head down, pretend he's running hard for a second. Do some hard steps, I'm going to get there, and he's not. Again, completely unmarked on the back post here. Completely getting free. Is this the reason for this handbally nonsense in the middle here? No, but it's just showing another point that he doesn't do anything defensively. Never has, never will. As this ball comes in, let's have a little look on the VAR check, because you can't really get a good look at it with all this nonsense going on. Okay, this is the problem again. This is not a handball. Right there. However, if you look on VAR and you have to go make a decision, when I mean it's not a handball, if you're watching the game and you're playing the game of football, that's not a handball. However, the moment you ask, really, is that really a handball? Yeah. And why do you say yeah? Okay, so the flight of the ball is going this way, and then it changes direction, but when it hits his hand, it changes direction, right? That's what happens. Blanc, and it changes direction. The flight of the ball changes because it hit his hand, it's a handball. In a game, are you giving that as a handball as a referee? No, you're crazy. You're just not, right? You're just not giving it. The problem again is it goes to VAR and you're giving it a handball. But then you got the next handball when it hits Harry Maguire, because, you know, it's Harry Maguire. He's going to do it something wrong. Right there, that's a handball. It stops the flight of the ball, stops the player trying to flick it around the corner for Harry Maguire, you know, to get a shot on goal. It's another handball. And the problem again is you might not give that in a game. That's a good 50-50 chance there that you might let that go. Because even though he's trying to foul the player with his hand out and whatever, it's not a handball really, is it? Yeah, kinda. But second you stop it for VAR, it's always going to be given on VAR. That's the problem. You've got to distinguish the difference between, is it directly, like, if you stop the frame, is it a handball? Yes, on VAR. Or is it in the game and you just kind of let it go because, you know, refs let things go sometimes. And that's one of the problems with VAR, is you can't let these things go and do all this because the ref's never going to ref again if he says that's not a handball. Everyone's going to go, well, he's crazy. Of course it's a handball. So, yeah. And obviously they score the penalty and it carries on. And there's this little goal. Bosch, have a goal. Well done, Sonny. Let's get on to the next goal. Here's the next goal. And no way on earth is this a handball. If you're playing a game and this goes on, right, Bosch goes up and hits his hand. The minute it goes to VAR, it's 100% a handball because you can see it hits his hand. But you're just not giving that in the flow of the game. And that's these differences, the nuances I don't think people are understanding. VAR is one thing, the flow of the game is another. In the flow of the game, that it's not a handball. As soon as it hits VAR, handball. It's a penalty because they're going to give it. And that's the distinctions I don't think people are really making. I still think that they're using this VAR thinking that people are going to let it flow like they would a game. It's just not the case. They're not going to do it. Let's get on to the penalty and I want to show you something afterwards you may have missed. Here we go. He whaps it in a corner. Yeah, actually it's a decent penalty to be fair. But I want to show you this, see if I can move this forward and find it. Let's play this a little bit. See if I can find it. Yeah, there he goes. This idiot here. This idiot here. Like, and he runs. He's holding his finger up to the crowd, shushing the crowd. See that? That guy there. Mate, you're 3-1 away from home. Sorry, 3-2 up away from home in the Champions League, and your team has never won anything except for, like, I think they won the FA Cup, my bad. You're not Cristiano Ronaldo. You're not a world-class player. You need to keep your mouth shut and see the game out. like, yeah. That's something that world-class quality players can do when they've got a massive reputation. You don't do that when you're a nobody in a team that might, get knocked out of Champions League. You just don't do that. That's just not... That's just showing a level of arrogance. They think that they're better than they are. And that's, I don't know, it says so many things about the lack of professionalism and the lack of understanding and awareness of where the level of this football team is and where these players think it is. They think that they're these world-class, Champions League winners, and they're not. That's what, if they won Champions League last year, and that's what, and you were fighting against the champions of the Champions League, and they get the penalty to go 3-1 up. That's when you do that. Yeah, we're champions for a reason. You're not champions. You're nothing. Like, you don't do that. That just shows how much lack of understanding that you've got of what's going on. But yeah, hey, I think that's pretty much this whole team. Let's get on to the next part. This is a complete and utter disaster of defending, right? This is your centre-back, Harry Maguire. He's your leader with Rafael Varane. You follow where these two are, right? Look at these clowns behind them. For some reason, Fernandes has run to the line to stand on it for some reason, and is not out with his defenders. This shows a complete lack of team cohesionness. They just don't know what they're doing. Like, if your two centre-backs are ahead of you, you're in the wrong spot. You need to get up. And they don't. None of the team knows what's going on. They're running around like lost cats. They're just idiots. So Copenhagen just keep the pressure on. They just keep the ball moving. Look, out they come now, but look at your centre-backs. What are your centre-backs doing? They're up. Get up. Get up. They don't do it. Don't deal with it. And they're just sitting here. Look, now this line, look at them. It's like they're in panic mode. Oh my God, panic. There's no real pressure on the ball. There's loads of players unmarked over here. No one's really got any sort of control of what's going on. Harry, so look, Maguire's marking his player, as bad as he is, marked his player, done his job, and immediately as the ball goes backwards, he's getting out, leaving the player inside, getting out. Well, he's not. He's staying. He's not following his centre-back. Look, do you see that? Look, he's not following his centre-back. He stood there, no idea what's going on. And all of a sudden, these two are completely unmarked here on the back post. Meanwhile, the ball's going on. It's just chaos. Look, it's just so bad defending here. Look, here's your centre-backs now up, and now they're unmarked completely and utterly. Maguire's still not going to look back at him and see if he needs to pick him up again. The same player he was just holding a second ago. Still doesn't know. Now he's on Maguire's back. Okay, nah, not happy with that, but yeah, he's still there. Meanwhile, there's still no real pressure on the ball. You can tuck in. You're not doing anything. None of that's happening. And here we go. This is the problem. This is the next problem. If you're watching so far, every single one of these players haven't taken their eye off that football. None of them have looked around to see where these other players are in the box. None of them. Still looking. Varane did. Sorry, Varane. Forgot you're world class. Yeah, Varane has. Look, he's asking for it. All of a sudden, all this jockeying in and out movement, he's completely left his man on the back stick, delivered the ball over, nice and easy, and he just taps it in completely unmarked on the back post. I mean, they've had all the time in the world of moving backwards and forwards, and yet there's still two on the back post that don't get marked. You can tell they don't work as a unit. When the unit moves forward, they all run around, go onto the line and do a whole bunch of stupid stuff. That means that's not a cohesive back four, it's not a cohesive midfield, and it's not a well-trained or well-disciplined team in any way, shape or form. But, oh my God, let's get on to the last goal so I can get out of here. So Varane plays him into trouble here with this pass, which is absolutely terrible. For some reason, I don't know why the keeper's doing that. You just shouldn't be messing around with it. You shouldn't be, playing around with the ball at this time. You should just be trying to get rid of it, trying to get up front to try to get a chance for your team. Doesn't happen. The ball keeps bouncing around. But this is what I want to show you, is where the shot comes in. Where's the shot? Where's our little wee shot? Here we are. This is the important part. Okay, so we've got the players. They're looking at... He's looking to get his crossover. Boom, he's got his crossover. Keeper makes a save. Fine. Brilliant. Now, this is where the shot point is coming in. This is what I want you to look at. Bang. Player hits the ball. Not one of the Man United players bothers to pay any attention to the rest of the game. This is why they are so undisciplined. I have never seen anything as bad as this in my life. Like, genuinely. Under sixes, you don't have this problem. They all stop. He's looking at the ball. Two of them are looking at the ball. The ball's not gone out of play. They're jogging. The ball still hasn't gone out of play. No one is even paying any attention to where the ball is. They're just not done. Copenhagen, on the other hand, are like, oh, okay, let's carry on then, boys. Let's carry on then. And they've got the ball. And they've won the ball back. Any one of these players could have gone and get that. None of them bothered. No one bothered to go over there and get that ball at all. Absolutely terrible. In comes the ball, knocks it back out. These defenders are still half asleep, trying to think whether or not the ball went in, went out, or up, down. No one knows. They've no idea. All of a sudden, you've got this wee man over here, again, on the back post. Just like their first, well, I think pretty much all of their goals. The blind side, the back post was completely and utterly unmarked. In we go. Bosch, ball goes around. And in it comes again. Boom. Straight across. Not bad. I mean, they're challenging for the header there. But this second ball, you've got to win the second ball. Centre-backs have done kind of their job. Now you're looking for your midfielders to clear the ball, to get rid of it. Or your left or right back to help you out here. Boom. No. Bounce. No one's even close to the bounce. Look how far away he is. Bounce. Finish. United are going to go out of Champions League. Well, they've got to get a win away from home next game. But, I mean, overall, it's just awful. You're winning 2-0 and you've got a player sent off. You can see the game out. You can still keep that goal. Keep that 2-0 lead. But this team doesn't have any work ethics. They don't have any courage. They don't have any strength of character. How do you know that? Because all they had to do is go 4-4-1 when they were 2-0 up, when a player was sent off, and hold it tight and see the half out, and they couldn't do that. They just make mistake after mistake, which is their own mistakes. It's not that they're forced into them, that the other team didn't play well. They just did the basics, and if you keep doing the same things that you're supposed to do, the right things in football, put the cross in, hold your shape, pass the ball when you're under pressure. Don't pass the ball into pressure, and you do those simple things, you'll beat Man United 5-0. But, yeah, that's enough of this rant. I could go on for days on this one. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.